One thing that I really want to talk about and make sure people understand, because it's like we do this for a living, right? We do this every day.
Yes.
And so it's second nature to us. And I see some of our dealers and installers, when customers ask them that question, I want them to be able to confidently explain it to a customer, but not like over nerd them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We've got to make it relevant to them. So for example, what the heck is an ohm?
Well, ohm is the unit value for resistance. And it's basically how much an element tries to stop current from flowing through a conductor. So that's what you build a resistor. Or I would say the longer a wire, a conductor is, the more resistance it has. And that's what you see in a voice coil. A voice coil is really a very long piece of wire that has some resistance to it.
It's important to know the end resistance of a subwoofer, the way you set it up. That way you know you're going to give optimal performance out of that amplifier and make sure that subwoofer is going to last as long as well. I mean, you've seen it back when you were in ER, electronic repair, where stuff just wasn't wired correctly, right?
Correct. One of the most common mistakes, and people do this all the time, whether they do this because they don't know or they misunderstand their wiring or they confuse something. Nowadays, all of our car audio amplifiers, KICKER car, like the CXA, I would say, they are 1 ohm stable, the mono amps. The stereo amps are 4 ohm if you bridge them. So one of the common mistakes I heard in the past when we used to have 2 ohm stable mono amplifier is that a customer buys an 800.1 or 1200.1 that is 2 ohm stable, and they buy a 2 ohm subwoofer that's dual voice coil. And they would wire it in parallel, so it becomes the 2 ohm woofer becomes 1 ohm woofer. So the amplifier is not going to accept that. And sometimes if you have multiple subwoofers that are dual voice coil, and you mix them up, you may wire one of them in reverse and cancel your sound. There's no sound coming out. So first thing to blame is the amplifier. And we have a practice at KICKER in the repair department is that whenever a customer sends a product in, an amplifier, and it does not, and they say it doesn't work for whatever reason, whether it goes to protection or not working, not making sound, we test them. We have a procedure for testing. We do sound test, and we find if we find nothing wrong with it, before we send it back to the customer, we make a phone call and talk to that customer, find out how they configured it. And very often it happened that those customers that sent an amplifier that had no fault at all, they did the 2 ohm dual enclosure.
Right.
I said, no, you need to get the 4 ohm dual woofer, dual subwoofer, dual voice coil subwoofer, and connect it in parallel to get the 2 ohm. So that is one of the most common mistakes that people do in terms of resistance, parallel, series, and so on.